As you might be aware, we are now in an age where kids and teens don't even know a time before we had cell phones and internet. Gasp! You know, nowadays, there's so many ways for us to communicate without ever needing to see each other face to face. Or really without ever even moving our mouth. Really all you need to do is just do some typing on a keyboard or a phone. For many of us, this is actually the standard for how we communicate with each other. For some of us, we're like Ron Swanson, where we hate the idea of ever owning a cell phone, or the computer even knowing who we are, or the government knowing we exist. However, there is one major problem that comes along with all this new technology. That is the idea of communicating important things via text or online messages. Some say doing that is easier. Some say it's the best way for them to communicate. With that being said, these are the 5 things you should never do over text or online messages. Number 5, asking someone out on a date. This one may seem a tad obvious to some of us older folks, but as it turns out, people fear rejection so much that they have to do it through the phone or online. I mean, the thought of asking out a cute girl or guy face to face just... So instead of asking them out face to face, we hide behind our screens. I mean, after all, if they say no, what's the worst that can happen? You just send a tongue-faced emoticon and say something like, LOL, JK, I was so not serious, #marry me. Number 4, ending a relationship. This one seems even more obvious than the one before. Probably why we're doing a countdown, actually. This instance, instead of fearing rejection, we're worried about the other person reacting in such a negative way. They might cry or freak out on us, or do a Carrie Underwood song and, you know, bash her truck. But that's only if you cheat. That's not just if you break up with people. Here's a real-time example of how that happens. It is over between us. OMG, what did I do wrong? I can change! Turn off cell phone. Now in all realism, I would hope the person breaking up with the other person wouldn't be laughing, but some people are jerks. But doing it this way lets us off the hook with their emotional baggage and problems that stem from us breaking up with them. After all, if worse comes to worse, we can just block them. Thanks, new technology. Number 3, long text, or as I call them, text novels, explaining something. First off, too long, didn't read. If you send a bunch of text explaining something, then you deserve a one-word response. Okay, that's what you get. This notoriously happens in relationships or marriages when one person feels like they need to express everything they've ever thought via a text message because they don't know how else to express themselves. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. You text them goodnight, you go to bed, you wake up, there's 15 messages about how much they hate you. I mean, why couldn't this just wait till we see each other face to face? In fact, do us all a favor and don't text more than 3 messages at a time. That's too much. We don't want to read all that. Number 2, forwarding spammy messages. Stop, just stop. Stop. I don't need to know 10 ways that I can stop my mom from dying at midnight. So just stop it. Just stop. There's no excuse. Stop. Stop. And number 1, sexting. Oh boy. Unfortunately, way too many of us have been in this situation. You might be the recipient or you might be the sender, but the sender is always asking, hey, what you wearing? Can you send me a pic? And they never mean like a face pic. They mean like get naked, send a picture. And then they also like to express what they would do to you in private. You know, stuff that they wouldn't say to your face via text. Now they're getting a little excited and, you know, I feel like kids are probably watching, so I don't want to get too in depth. Reality is, if you wouldn't send it to your parents and you wouldn't want Christ reading it, why would you be sending it to another brother or sister in Christ? So that's all for this time. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And I've been told my videos kind of end abruptly. I don't know what they're